Welcome to my channel EduSS. I hope you all are fine. In this video, power sharing lesson is explained in the form of question answers so that you can solve any MCQ in the Term 1 Board Examination 2021-22, which is going to be held in the month of November-December. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you get the notification when I upload the next video. Now let's start the lesson. Lesson number 1, power sharing. First we are taking story of Belgium. Question number 1, in which continent Belgium is located? Answer is Europe. Which countries share border with Belgium? Answer, France, Germany, Netherlands, Luxembourg. Now moving to the next question. Belgium shares its border with how many countries of Europe? Answer is 4. What is the total population of Belgium? Over 1 crore, half the population of Haryana. Moving to the next question. Belgium is smaller than which state of India? Answer is Haryana. What is the ethnic composition of Belgium? Now, ethnic composition of Belgium is very complex. There are 3 communities: Dutch, French, German. Now, Dutch, they are 59% of the population. Dutch, they are 59% and they live in Flemish region. French, they are 40% and they live in Wallonia region. German, they are 1% and they live in east of Wallonia. Now look at the map. Yellow color, Flemish region, and Dutch people live over there. Orange color, it is Wallonia region and French people live over there. Now, east part of Wallonia, in this area, the German people live and they are only 1%. So Dutch 59% and they live in Flemish. French 40%, they live in Wallonia. German 1%, they live in the eastern part of Wallonia. Now let's move to the next question. What is the ethnic composition in the capital city Brussels? The ethnic composition of the capital city Brussels is 80% French people, Dutch 20%. So French 80%, Dutch 20%. Do remember. Moving to the next. Which languages are spoken in Belgium? Answer is French, Dutch, German. Which language is spoken by 80% people of Brussels? Answer is French. Okay. Moving to the next. Which language is spoken by majority of Belgians? Dutch. What is the percentage of Dutch speaking people in Belgium? Is 59%. What is the percentage of French people in Belgium? Answer is 40%. Moving to the next. What is the percentage of German speaking people in Belgium? 1%. What is the percentage of Dutch speaking community in Brussels? It is 20%. What is the percentage of French speaking community in Brussels? 80%. Where do the French people live in Belgium? Wallonia. Where do the Dutch people live in Belgium? Flemish. Where do German speaking people live in Belgium? East part of Wallonia. Which community constituted majority in Belgium? Dutch, because their percentage is 59%. So they are in majority. Moving to the next. Which community was in majority in the capital city Brussels? Answer is French, because they are 80% in the capital city. Who are the minority community in Belgium? Answer is French speaking community. Which community was relatively rich and powerful in Belgium? The minority French speaking community. They were more relatively rich and powerful in Belgium. Now moving to the next question. What led to tensions between Dutch-speaking and French-speaking communities? The or question. What was resented by the Dutch-speaking community? Now look at the answer. The minority French-speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. So remember, the minority French-speaking community, they were relatively rich and powerful. The second point, Dutch-speaking community got the benefit of economic development and education much later compared to the French-speaking community. Actually, the main reason of the tension between the two communities was economic inequality. The French were rich and the Dutch they were not that rich compared to the French people. Now, moving to the next. During which years there was tension between French and Dutch speaking community? 1950s and 1960s. How many years tension lasted between Dutch and French in Belgium? 10 years. Now moving to the next question. Where was the tension between Dutch and French acute in Belgium? Answer is Brussels. Brussels presented a special problem. What was it? The or question. Why the tension between Dutch and French was acute in Brussels? The answer is the Dutch-speaking people constituted majority in the country. So Dutch, they were 59% and they were forming the majority in the country, but in capital city, their number was less. Now, meaning of ethnic. A community which has similar physical features or same culture or both form a ethnic group. They believe in their common descent. Now, meaning of common descent is that from where they have come from, who are their forefathers. They need not always have the same religion or nationality. Now, moving to the next question, it is the story of Sri Lanka. Question number 1. Where is island nation Sri Lanka located? South Asia, few kilometers away from the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. Moving to the next. What is the total population of Sri Lanka? About 2 crores. Next. Total population of Sri Lanka is compared with which state of India? It is Haryana. Our next question. Which two language groups live in Sri Lanka? Sinhala speakers and Tamil speakers. There are two language groups, Sinhala speakers and Tamil speakers. What is the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka? The ethnic composition of Sri Lanka from Sinhala speakers, they are 74% of the population. So largest group, majority group is Sinhala, they are 74%. Tamil speakers, they are 18%. Now, Tamil speakers are further divided into two subgroups. Now, look at the two subgroups. They are Sri Lankan Tamils, and they are Indian Tamils. Now, Sri Lankan Tamils, they are 13%. Indian Tamils, they are 5%. So, do remember, Sinhala speakers, they are 74%. Tamil speakers, they are 18%. Tamil speakers are divided into two subgroups. Sri Lankan Tamils, 13%. Indian Tamils, 5%. So 13 plus 5, it becomes 18%. So Tamil speaking group was 18%. Now Christians, they form 7%. Now look at the map. The yellow color area, this yellow color area is dominated by the Sinhala people. Okay. Now, Sri Lankan Tamils, they live in this part of Sri Lanka, north and eastern part. Indian Tamils, the dark brown color, here are the Indian Tamils. So this is the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka. Moving to the next. Who are Indian Tamils in Sri Lanka? whose forefathers came from India as tea plantation workers during the colonial period, are called Indian Tamils. Now, moving to the next, who are Sri Lankan Tamils? The Tamil natives of Sri Lanka are called Sri Lankan Tamils. So, they are the native people of Sri Lanka and they speak Tamil. They are known as Sri Lankan Tamils. Now, moving to the next question. What is the percentage of Sinhala speakers in Sri Lanka? 74%. What is the percentage of Tamil speakers in Sri Lanka? 18%. What is the percentage of Sri Lankan Tamils in Sri Lanka? It is 13%. What is the percentage of Indian Tamils in Sri Lanka? They are 5%. What is the percentage of Christians in Sri Lanka? 7%. Moving to the next. Where in Sri Lanka most of the Sri Lankan Tamils are concentrated? Answer is north and east of Sri Lanka. Now look at the map. It's easy to learn from the map. This is the area where the Sri Lankan Tamils are concentrated. It's very easy to keep in mind. If you put the map in the mind, this is the northern part of Sri Lanka. This is the eastern part of Sri Lanka. So the Tamils are mostly concentrated in the north and in the east side. Next, most of Sinhala speaking people follow which religion? Answer is Buddhism. Most of Tamils follow which religion in Sri Lanka? Hinduism and Islam. Which languages are spoken by Christians in Sri Lanka? Tamil and Sinhala. In Belgium, Dutch community took its numeric majority and forced its will on the French and German-speaking population. True or false? The answer is false. In Belgium, Dutch community did not force its will on the minority community, French and German. Now moving to the next. If majority forces its will on minority, it could lead to massive partition of the country. True or false? Answer is true. Moving to next. In Sri Lanka, the Tamil community enjoyed a bigger majority and imposed its will on the entire country. True or false? Answer is false. What could happen when any ethnic group takes advantage of its numeric majority? Answer is that if any majority community takes the advantage of its majority, there may be conflicts among the communities or there may be partition of the country. Okay, moving to the next. Majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. When did Sri Lanka emerge as an independent country? Answer is 1948. You can give the clue in the mind that India got the independence in the year 1947. 1 year later, Sri Lanka got the independence, that is 1948. Now moving to the next, what is meant by the term majoritarianism? Answer is rule by majority community by disregarding the wishes and needs of minority is known as majoritarianism. So rule by majority is known as majoritarianism. Now moving to the next. The democratically elected government of Sri Lanka adopted a series of measures to establish Sinhala supremacy, rule by majority. Moving to the next, what were the majoritarian measures taken by the Sri Lankan government to establish Sinhala supremacy? Answer is, in 1956, an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the only official language, thus disregarding Tamil language. So in 1956, the Sri Lankan Parliament, they passed one act and they declared Sinhala as the only official language of the country. Moving to the second point, the government followed preferential policies that favored Sinhala applicants for university seats and government jobs. A new constitution specified that states shall protect and foster Buddhism. Now moving to the next question. Which year an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the only official language of Sri Lanka? 1956. Which religion was protected by Sri Lankan constitution? Answer is Buddhism. Moving to the next. What were the results of policy of majoritarianism in Sri Lanka? Tamils felt that Sri Lankan government was not sensitive about their language and culture. Point 2 is Tamils felt discriminated against in getting jobs and education. Point 3 Relations between Tamils and Sinhala strained over time. Moving to the next. The preferential policies of Sri Lankan government gradually increased the feeling of dash among the Sri Lankan Tamils. The answer is alienation. The next question. Sri Lankan Tamils felt that none of the major political parties led by Buddhist Sinhala leaders were sensitive to their language and culture. True or false? Answer is true. Sri Lankan Tamils were denied equal political rights, discriminated against getting jobs and opportunities, yes or no? Answer is yes. What were the effects of feeling of alienation among the Sri Lankan Tamils? Now, why the Sri Lankan Tamils felt isolated in Sri Lanka? Point number 1, they began to struggle for equality. They launched parties. They started demanding regional autonomy. And this demand was repeatedly denied by Sinhala government. The distrust between the two communities turned into widespread conflict, which turned into civil war. Next question. What were the demands of Sri Lankan Tamils? Point number 1, recognition of Tamil as official language. Point 2, regional autonomy. Point 3, equality of opportunity in getting jobs and education. Point number 4, independent Tamil Ilam. Which demand of Tamils was not included earlier? Independent Tamil Ilam. By which year several organizations started demanding an independent Tamil Ilam? Answer is 1980. Next is the term Ilam stands for state. Moving to the next. What were the impacts of civil war in Sri Lanka? Now look at the answer. Point number 1, thousands of people of both communities have been killed. Point 2, many families were forced to leave the country as refugees and many lost their livelihood. Terrible setback to social and cultural and economic life. This is point number 3. So remember the impact of civil war. Thousands of people from both the sides died. Many people were forced to leave the country as refugees. Many of them lost their livelihood and there was setback to social, cultural and economic life. Moving to the next. When did the civil war of Sri Lanka end? The answer is 2009. Now the next topic is accommodation in Belgium. Question number 1. How many times was the Constitution of Belgium amended between 1970 and 1993? The answer is 4 times, and this question has come many times in the board exam. What are the innovative elements of power sharing of Belgium? Elements of power sharing of Belgium. Point number 1. Number of Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. Now in the entire country, the central government, the number of Dutch and French ministers, it is equal. Moving to the second point, many powers of central government have been given to the state governments of the country. The state government is not subordinate to central government. So many powers of central government is given to the two states, the two regions, the Flemish and Wallonia. Point number 3. Brussels has separate government in which both the communities, Dutch and French ministers, have equal representation. Now, Brussels, the capital city, there the number of Dutch and French ministers is equal. Fourth point is community government has power regarding cultural, educational, and language related issues. So you have to remember these 4 points. Okay. The first point I repeat again, the number of Dutch and French ministers in the central government will be equal or shall be equal. Now, point number 2, the many powers of central government is given to the state government. Point number 3, Brussels has a separate government and where the number of Dutch and French is equal. Now, point number 4 is there is third type of government which is known by the name community government, and this government has the power regarding the issues like cultural, educational, and language related issues. Okay. Now moving to the next question. It is fill in the blanks. Constitution of Belgium prescribes that the number of Dutch and French speaking ministers dash in the central government shall be equal is the answer. Now moving to next. No single community in Belgium can make decisions unilaterally. True or false? Answer is true. Okay. Now moving to the next, the state government are subordinate to central government in Belgium. The answer is false. In Belgium, the state governments are not subordinate to the central government. Remember this. Moving to the next, many powers of central government have been given to state governments in Belgium. True or false? Answer is true. Now moving to the next, the number of ministers in Brazil government is dashed from both the communities, Dutch and French. Brazil has separate government and the number of Dutch and French there is equal. That is the answer. Now, why French people accepted equal representation of Dutch in Brazil's government? The answer is because the Dutch people accepted the equal representation of French in the central government. That's why the French accepted the number of Dutch should be equal in the Brussels government. Moving to the next. What is the third kind of government in Belgium? The answer is community government. Now next, who elects the community government in Belgium? Answer, community government is elected by the people belonging to one language community. Now, what are the languages? Dutch, French, German speaking, no matter where they live. So, do remember the community government is elected by the members of the Dutch, French, and German. What are the powers of community government? Now, community government has power regarding cultural, educational, and language related issues. Moving to the next, how has Belgium model proved to be successful? Now, Belgium model proved to be successful because it avoided civil unrest between French and Dutch community. Point number 2, it avoided possible division of Belgium on the linguistic lines. Now moving to the next question, where is the headquarter of European Union located? Answer is Brussels. Okay. Next, why was Brussels chosen as headquarter of European Union? Headquarter of European Union, it is in Brussels, but why it was selected? Now, because in Brazil, the arrangement of power sharing was innovative, which united people of different culture and diversities to live peacefully without facing any civil war. Now, in Brazil, if you remember, the number of French is 80% and number of Dutch is 20%. So here both the communities, they are sharing the power in the Brussels government and they live peacefully. So that is why I chosen as headquarter of European Union. Moving to the next question 15. How leaders of Belgium dealt with the question of power sharing? Answer. The leaders of Belgium realized that unity of the country is possible by respecting the interest of different communities and promoted equality in power sharing. Now, the leaders of Belgium, they dealt the question of power sharing very beautifully. They realized that if they respect each and every ethnic community in their country, there will be no differences, there will be no conflict, and they shared the power between the communities. Moving to the next, how Sri Lanka dealt with the question of power sharing? Answer is, in Sri Lanka, majority community Sinhala forced its dominance on others and refused to share power, and it led to civil war. Exactly opposite of Belgium, the Sri Lanka denied to share power with the Tamils. Moving to the next topic of the lesson. Now, this is a very important topic. Why power sharing is desirable? Now, this answer can be studied from two points of view. Now, let's first understand that there are 2 points which we are going to learn. Prudential reasons, why power sharing is needed, and the other one is moral reasons. Okay, this is the moral reasons. We will understand what is the meaning of prudential and moral here. Meaning of prudential. Prudential means wise judgment, which are based on careful calculation of gains and losses. Okay, so wise judgment, which is based on the calculations of gains and losses. A good example is given over here. Reservation of constituencies for minorities and women in India is a prudential reason. So, to avoid the conflict, the government has given the reserved constituencies for minorities and women in the parliament, state assemblies. Now, moral reasons. Moral reasons are based on purely moral consideration. So we are going to learn power sharing from 2 points of view. One is prudential and one is moral. Now let us see the first question. Why power sharing is desirable? Give prudential reasons. Point number 1. It reduces the possibility of conflict between social groups. It ensures the stability of political order. It strengthens the unity of the nation. So do remember the prudential reasons of power sharing. There are main 3 reasons. It avoids the conflict between social groups. It ensures the political order. It strengthens the unity of the nation. Now moving to the next question. Why power sharing is desirable? Give moral reasons. Point number 1. It upholds the spirit of democracy. Point 2. People have a right to be consulted on how they are to be ruled. So remember these 2 points from moral point of view. Why power sharing is desirable? Power sharing is desirable because it is the very spirit of democracy. Very spirit of democracy. Okay, and people in democracy, they have the right to be consulted how they are to be ruled. Okay, now moving to the next question. Why power sharing is needed? Okay, why there is a need of power sharing? Look at the answer. Every society needs some power, some form of power sharing, even if it is small or does not have any social divisions. Okay, any society, whether it is a small one, whether it is a big one, everyone wants a share in the power, even if there are no social divisions. Okay, moving to the next, I have explained you already the meaning of prudential, meaning of moral. Okay, now we are moving to the next topic of the lesson. Forms of power sharing. what types of power sharing we are going to learn. Okay, look at question number 1. From where the idea of power sharing has emerged? Okay, the idea of power sharing has come from where? Okay, answer. The idea of power sharing has emerged in opposition to the notions of undivided political power. Okay, it has come from or it has emerged from in opposition to what? The undivided power, where the undivided means where the power was not divided among the people. It was with only one person or a group of persons. To the next question, what were the earlier notions of power sharing? Answer. Earlier means in the olden times, what was the power sharing ideas? Earlier notions of power sharing was that all the powers of government must rest in one person or group of persons located at one place. Okay, in the earlier times, the idea of power sharing, it was like this, that was resting in one person, maybe in the group of persons located at one place, maybe in the capital city of that country. Okay, so power was not divided among different people, or maybe central government and state government, or maybe between so many people. So it was resting with one person or a group of persons at certain place. Okay. Now moving to the next, why it was felt in earlier times that power must rest in one person or groups of persons located in one place. So why in the olden times people had the feeling that the power must rest with one person or group of person and at one particular place, maybe the capital city. Okay. The answer is, you look at, it was felt that if the power to decide is dispersed, it would not be possible to take quick decisions and to apply them. So in the olden time, the people felt that if the power is distributed among so many people, it will be difficult to take the quick decisions and even to implement them. Okay. Now moving to the next, how has the idea of power sharing changed with time? Now, with the change of the time or with the idea of power sharing changed with the emergence of democracy. So, when the democracy developed in the world, the idea of power sharing also changed. Now, look at the next question. What was the good features of democracy from the point of view of power sharing? What are the good features of democracy? From which point of view we are learning? From the point of view of power sharing, how democracy is good, how in democracy we share the power. Now, what are the good features? One basic principle of democracy is that people are the source of all political power. Due respect is given to diverse groups and views that exist in society. In democracy, the respect is given to all ethnic groups, even respect is given to all different views of the people. Now, point 3, everyone has a voice in shaping the public policies. Point number 4, in democracy, political power is distributed among as many citizens as possible. So these 4 points you need to put it in your mind. Moving to the next. Now it is a one-line question. What did the principle of democracy states? Now the principle of democracy states that people are the source of all political power. Moving to the next. In democracy, political power should be distributed among as many as citizens as possible. True or false? The answer is, the statement is true. Now moving to the next. People have no voice in shaping public policies in democracy. True or false? To the next question. What are the possible power sharing arrangements, or what are the types of power sharing? Power sharing among different organs of the government, Power sharing among government at a different level. Power sharing among different social groups. Power sharing among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. So there are four types of power sharing. The first one, the power sharing among different organs of government. Then point two, among governments at a different level. Point three, among different social groups. Point four, among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. Now, moving to the next topic, the first one. Now, we are going to learn all these four one by one. The first, we are taking organs of government, power sharing there. Now, look at the topic power sharing among different organs of government. Now, question number one. What are the different organs of government? Okay, there are three organs of the government. The first one is legislature. Now, legislature is responsible for making laws. Mostly our parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha comes under legislature. Now, executive, responsible for implementation of law. Judiciary, they provide justice to the people or they solve the issues. Now, moving to the next question. How is power shared between different organs of the government? Answer is power is shared among different organs of government, that is legislature, executive, and judiciary. These organs are placed at the same level to exercise different powers. Now, all the three organs, legislature, executive, and judiciary, they are placed at the same level, but each organ is having different powers. This type of power sharing is known as horizontal distribution of power sharing. As they are placed at the same level, that's why they are known by the name horizontal power sharing. But each organ is having different powers. Okay. Now moving to the next question. What is the advantage of horizontal power sharing? None of the organ of the government can exercise unlimited power and each organ checks the others. This arrangement is called a system of checks and balances. Now, the benefit of horizontal power sharing is that the organs of the government, they cannot exercise unlimited power and each organ checks the others. And that is why this power sharing system is known as checks and balances. Checks and balances. Moving to the next question. A system of checks and balances is named as horizontal power sharing. Moving to the next. In what way power is shared among different organs of government? Answer is horizontal distribution of power. Going to the next. Question number 6. Ministers are not independent. They are answerable to the parliament or state assemblies. True or false? It is true. Now going to the next. Judiciary cannot check the functioning of executive or laws made by legislatures. True or false? Answer is false. Judiciary can check. Now next is, which organ of the government is most powerful? Answer is judiciary. No other organ of government can interfere in the work of judiciary. Moving to the next topic, next type of power sharing, that is power sharing among governments at a different level. Okay, now it is at a different level, vertical. First one was horizontal, all the organs are placed at the same level. Now here it is vertically placed, so that we are going to learn. Now let's see. Question number 1. Sharing of power among different levels of government is known as the vertical power sharing. At different levels they are placed, so this type of power sharing is known as vertical power sharing. Division of powers involving higher and lower levels of government is known as division of power from higher to lower. This type of power sharing is known as vertical division of power. Moving to the next, a general government for the entire country is known as federal government. For the whole country, the government, that is federal government. Now moving to the next, by which name the federal government is known in India? In India, the federal government is known by the name central government, or it can be also called as union government. Now moving to the next, the provincial government or regional government, look at the two words, provincial government, regional government. They are known by which name in India? In India, they are known by the name state government. Now, next is there are many countries where there are no provincial or state governments. True or false? Answer is true. Okay, moving to the next question. In federal countries, constitution has not clearly laid down the powers of different levels of government. True or false? Thus, the answer is false. Actually, in the federal countries, the constitution very clearly it is written in the constitution which power belongs to central government and which power belongs to state government. Now, moving to the next question. What are the different levels of government in Belgium? Now, the answer is there are three levels of government in Belgium. The first one is central government, second one is regional government, third one is community government. So, remember the three levels of government in Belgium: central government, regional government, community government. Now, moving to the next question. What are the different types of government in India? Now, in India, we can compare with the Belgium and look at here first in India's we will see. In India, there is central government for the entire country and each state has state governments. Now, in the state, there are local governments. Now, local government is further divided. In the village, there are panchayats. In the towns, there is municipals. In the big cities, there are corporations. Now you can compare with this Belgium government and Indian government. Now regional government of Belgium in India is known by the name state government. Clear? Now community government of Belgium is in India. It is not like that. It is local government. Yeah. So do remember the difference between the Belgium power sharing, vertical power sharing, and India's vertical power sharing. Now, moving to the next type of power sharing. This is the third type of power sharing. It is power shared among different social groups. Among different social groups. Now, question number 1. How power can be shared among different social and linguistic groups? Power can be shared among different social and linguistic groups. In this type of power sharing, minority community get a fair chance in government and administration. Okay, now power can be shared between different social groups and linguistic groups. In this type of power sharing, the minority communities they get a fair chance in the government and administration. Community government of Belgium is a good example of power sharing among different social and linguistic groups. Moving to the next question. Which type of power sharing gives a fair chance to minority community in government? Answer is power shared among different social groups. This is the type of power sharing. So minority community can get a very fair chance to take part in the power or in the government by this type of power sharing. What is that? Power sharing among different social groups. Now moving to the next. Why do we need to share power among social groups? So what is the need to share power with the social groups? Now point number 1, it reduces conflicts. okay, between communities. Second point, it gives minority a fair share in power. At point three, it maintains the unity in the country. So do remember the 3 points. It reduces conflict between the communities. It gives fair chance to the minority group to take part in the government. And the point three, it maintains the unity in the country. Moving to the next question. How power is shared among different social groups in India? Give example. So we are taking the Indian example, how power is shared in different social groups. In India, look at the answer. In India, reservations are made. That means the seats are reserved for them for the weaker section of society and women in legislatures. Okay. Now there are reserved constituencies in state assemblies, okay, in the state assembly, parliament, and even in the local governments. Now look at in the parliament, the Lok Sabha, out of 545 seats, the general seats are 412, okay. Then seats are reserved for scheduled caste, it is 84. Then seats are reserved for scheduled tribe, 47 seats are reserved. Then out of the total seats, 33% seats are reserved for women. So I hope you have understood how in India power is being shared among different social groups. Okay, so we have reserved constituencies by general category. We have reserved constituencies for scheduled tribe, scheduled caste, even for women. Now moving to the fourth type of power sharing. Power shared among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. Okay, power is also shared between political parties, pressure groups, and movements. Now let us see the first question. How different political parties are sharing power in democracy? The answer is when two or more parties form an alliance to contest elections, and if their alliance is elected, they form a coalition government. Thus, they share power. So, in democracy, sometimes 2 or 3 parties come together and they contest election. And if their alliance is elected, they form a government, and that government is known as coalition government. When 2 or 3 parties come together and form a government, that is known as coalition government. So this is a good example how political parties share power in democracy. Now moving to the next question. What are advantages of power sharing arrangement between political parties, pressure groups, and movements? Now answer is, what are the advantages? We are going to see the advantage of power sharing. Now look at here the point number 1. Competition among different political parties ensure that power does not remain in one hand. When there is competition among 2-3 parties, so the best party will get elected, and maybe in the next election another party will get elected. So power will not remain in one hand or with one political party. Moving to the next point. When different political parties form governments, they represent different ideologies. And social groups. Moving to the third point, interest groups such as traders, businessmen, industrialists, farmers have a share in governmental power through government committees, or they influence the decision-making process. So traders, businessmen, industrialists, farmers, they also get a share in the governmental power through government committees are there, or sometimes they influence the decision-making process. Now at present, the Kisan Andolan, they are trying to influence the government. Now moving to the next question. What is the role of pressure groups in power sharing? Pressure groups are a vital link between the government and the people. So the pressure group is a very good link between government and the common people. They keep the government responsive to the needs of the community. Okay, now the lesson got over and there are 114 questions. Now, if you find any question difficult, you can write in the comment box. Or if you have any doubt, you can write. I will explain it. Thank you so much.